right, so this will be the second video. I was just making one and kind of got off on another tangent, but anyway, here we go. Ugh. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. The baby was a little bit restless and hadn't been feeling all that great, so I'm sure a lot of y'all know how that is. Long-term prepper ideas. That's kind of what I consider myself. At least I'm heading that direction. All right, long term, you got food, water, shelter, stuff like that, medical. But there's a lot more things to consider. Clothes being one of them. Clothes doesn't last forever, especially in the apocalypse when you're going to be out, running and gunning and hunting and trapping food and fighting off zombies and, farming, everything like that. It's a good idea to put up some long-term clothes, especially winter stuff, jackets and things like that. This jacket here, I just got at Tractor Supply. I needed another work jacket, and I got this one. We went in there looking around, and I'm very particular over coats and jackets. They've got a zip. I don't like a pulley. Hoodie, I can't stand that pullover crap. Not my cup of tea. But anyway, all I could find in a decent work jacket with the, water repellent and stuff like that was a Carhartt, and it was like $80 for a jacket. And I didn't really want to pay that. We kept on walking around looking, and it wasn't with the normal coats. It was just over in the normal coat section, clothes section. I found this. It's the Ridge Cut brand, which Tractor Supply carries, and it's water repellent and all that. Not a heavy duty coat. I've got some of those. I just like a jacket because usually I don't wear heavy duty winter stuff. But, gloves. These are not the best gloves in the world. That is for sure. I've got better work gloves and everything like that. But they had a pack of them. It was 12 in a pack. And the whole pack was like $12. So it's like $1 a pair. You can't beat that. When it's cold and winds blowing and stuff like that, anything's better than nothing. I like hats and glasses. I wear glasses all the time because I have sensitive eyes. I have, what do they call it? Map dot fingerprints is their like slang for it. It's something else, but you can find the condition by Googling that. Anyway, my eyes are really sensitive, and I used to have a lot of trouble with them until I had a procedure done where when I close my eyes, when I wake up the next morning, they would be real dry, and the lids would actually pull the top layer of whatever off of my eyeball, and it would be real red, and I couldn't open it, and it was just brutal. And I would usually be down with that for about 3 days, can't open my eyes, keeping them closed in a dark room and everything like that. But anyway, the procedure, they scrape the top layer off and let it grow back as one because I had an abrasion or whatever. And so far, that's helped a whole lot. I've only had one more issue with it since then. But I have a cream that I have to put in every night to keep it lubricated through the night and all that. So that's another long-term prep for me, is stocking up on that eye cream. You can buy it on Amazon. It's kind of expensive, though. It's like $28 for 2 tubes, if I remember right. But that's just a consideration that I have to have. But, keeping safety glasses. I wear them all the time with my work outside and logging and everything like that, and all the particles flying around and stuff. I want to keep that stuff out of my eyes. Plus the sun, my eyes are really sensitive to that. And when you have snow or you live in a place that snows a lot, snow blindness. The sun glittering off that snow, it's brutal. So you definitely want to have some sunglasses, safety glasses type stuff like that. I like hats too, keep the sun off my head, sun under my eyes, with the brim, and plus I can put a light up here, so that's pretty cool too. But, socks are a good prep. They're fairly cheap. Work boots are a good prep, but they're a little more expensive if you get the good stuff. Boots I wear, steel toe, everything like that. These I've got now, I've actually liked them pretty good. They're the Timberland Pro, I think. Yeah, Timberland Pro or whatever. So they're like $200 or something like that. So that's kind of an expensive prep. I mean, you can get cheaper boots at like Walmart or something like that to put up and prep, but they're probably still going to cost you $30, $40. And they're really not good boots. I've had them and worn them. They don't last very long doing real work. They just don't hold up. But might be an okay thing to put back as a prep, I'm not going to knock it. Things like that. Knives are a good long-term prep, especially homesteading. We use a lot of knives, butchering and things like that. A lot of different kind of knives, different blade shapes, different lengths, stuff like that. Hand meat saw. That's a good thing. We got that too. We usually use the electric grinders and everything when we're, grinding up the sausage and everything like that. But I've got a hand crank. I probably need to pick up a couple of more, but, that's definitely going to be a last ditch effort because it takes a long time with the electric one. I can imagine with the hand crank. Jars, canning lids, all the canning accessories like that. Pressure canners. I really like the All-American. It's expensive, yes, but I think it's the best quality that you can get. I've got all of them. I've got that. I've got the Miro. I've got a Presto. The Miro is my second favorite. The Presto is not the one I got anyway. It only has a gauge on it. It doesn't have a weight or anything, so you actually have to watch it close and turn it up and turn it down to keep your pressure constant. Don't like that. The Miro doesn't have a gauge, but it's got 3 different weights you put on which one you need for whatever, and it's pretty much good to go. But it does have a rubber seal that will give out over time, and it also does leak a little bit out by it. When you're using it, some water will spew out where the All-American doesn't. The All-American clamps down where I feel it's safer. It's got, a gauge, but it works off of a weight. It doesn't have a gasket. It seals on itself. I think that's the way to go, especially if you're serious about prepping and homesteading. It will pay for itself in the long run. Let's see. Tools. Tools are good. I've got a bunch of tools, but never enough. It's always something else that you could use. Let's see. Fuel stabilizers and cleaners and things like that, like STP or Seafoam or stuff like that. Diesel stuff is good. And diesel 911 to unfreeze a fuel system, if running tractors and equipment and stuff like that, that comes in handy. Vehicle stuff, you should have tire plugs in your vehicle and know how to use it. You should have a portable air compressor, whether it be one plugged in a cigarette lighter or one that is rechargeable. You should have that with you. Things to change your spare tire and all that. Get a good jack. a safe jack, a little floor jack. They're not all that expensive. They'll fit in the trunk or whatever you got in your car. The ones that they send from the factory are junk and dangerous. I mean, if I don't ever use one of them again, I'll be happy. They suck. And they're a good way to get people that are not that mechanically inclined hurt. Let's see. Flashlights. Flashlights are always good. And batteries and things to keep them going. You know, little solar banks to, you know, rechargeable lights and, you know, all that stuff like that. So that's about all I can think of right off the top of my head. Maybe I can think of some more and maybe write down some notes or something and do a part 2. But anyway, that's all for this one. Stay prayed up, prepped up, and strapped up. See you.